Is officially recorded. So outbound marketing, digital marketing, inbound marketing, what are all these different types of marketing? Below the line marketing, above the line marketing. Oh, there's a lot. It's all marketing, right? But there's there are two fundamental differences and frameworks that we as a business decided to take when it comes to marketing. So, first and foremost, digital marketing are all forms of marketing digitally, right? To our customers. Out above the line marketing is marketing that is run on off excuse me, that is run on offline platforms such as radio, billboard, mobile marketing. It all happens offline, so to say, right? Social media marketing is a way of is a form of digital marketing. It's not marketing in its own. It's one tactic within a bigger ecosystem of digital marketing. But as we've been going into this world of digital marketing, there's another framework that came up, that has come up, and we relate a lot to it, and we use it for our own business and we use it for our own clients' businesses, and that's called inbound marketing. Inbound marketing is a term and a strategy that helps to position a relationship with the customer instead of always just saying to the customer, hey, buy, here 10% off, 20% off, 30% off. Inbound marketing has positioned the brand to create a more meaningful relationship with its audience, right? Using content marketing as one of the tactics. Content marketing can be creating blogs, creating vlogs, creating shorts now, short videos, creating academies and workshops and webinars. That's all forms of content marketing. But content marketing in the essence of really just creating a relationship with your customer so that the relationship is not transactional. Inbound and through inbound marketing and using the sales funnel, which in the world of inbound, it's called the flywheel. We are still able to create long-lasting relationships with our clients so that once we've captured them and engaged with them with our content that we have to offer, we position ourselves to basically sell profitably to those customers, and it doesn't stop there. It's constantly continuing because there's a relationship. How do you create a relationship with your customers? Well, there's different ways to create a relationship with your customers. There's what the pieces that I've mentioned: vlogs, blogs, email marketing, WhatsApp marketing, which is a growing trend. But all these tactics are a way of really just positioning yourself as an expert in your space. Think of our friends, right? There are friends that we only go to on for various things. I have a friend that I know when it comes to events, he's my plug. We call them plugs, right? He's my plug. When it comes to the friend on whiskeys, he's my plug, and we all have these friends in different ways or in different forms and manifestations. But inbound marketing is a way of really just systematically creating a relationship with your customers by positioning yourself as an expert in your subject matter and creating content that constantly just reiterates this positioning. And the result is sales because you have a customer that's been with you way longer than a transactional customer. That's the one side. Then there's another piece called outbound marketing, right? And outbound marketing, at least in our manifestation as a business, outbound marketing is us as a business sending messaging out to the world with the intention of getting their attention, of course, but getting them to transact with us in some way or the other. So earlier on, when I said above the line advertising, above the line is a form of outbound marketing, technically, because it's traditionally it would have been one way messaging, right? It's the TV ad, the radio ad, and they are just using one way communication where they're just showing their advert and that's it. And then the customer will have to act from that advert. That's a form of outbound marketing. Apollo, which is a form of outbound marketing, but one that bridges outbound with inbound so that you create this relationship. Apollo IO is an outbound emailing system that enables you to identify your customer that you want to work with. Right? It helps you to identify your customer that you want to work with, the real customer. Manyano, who works at Rekisa, he lives in the Eastern Cape, he's the marketing coordinator. That's my customer. I don't have to try and figure out who my customer is, right? And I need to find more Manyanos so that I can sell to. And I use email. I use my own email, tato@rekisa.co.za, within the Apollo system to create what we call a sequence. A sequence is a campaign. It's an email, and I replicate this email across 10,000 other people that I want to engage with, all with the mission of getting an audience with this person. The conversion would be, I want to have a meeting with them. They don't encourage Apollo, that is. It's not encouraged to have a link where you want to sell something, but you want to create a relationship. You're asking for a meeting. You want to offer a quotation. You want to offer a consultation because you want to build a relationship. All right. That's what Apollo is. And when you work with Rekisa, the marketing division, that is, and you want us to help you with your marketing, those we have different foundations that we focus on. But first and foremost, we understand what your business model is. Secondly, we try to understand what your sales funnel is. And whatever that sales funnel is, we try to bridge it between outbound marketing and inbound marketing. Outbound, so that you go to specific people that you want to work with. Inbound, so that you create relationships at scale using third-party platforms such as Meta and Google and LinkedIn. All right. And that's basically the difference between these two main terms that I'm talking about. And right now we're going to talk about Apollo. We touched on Apollo earlier on in the form of creating personas, right? So I'm going to pick it up from there. Manyano, can you see my screen? Is my screen visible, rather?
Yes, I can see your screen. You're on Apollo.
Yeah. Okay, short. So now, Manyano, please share the link of Apollo again so that everyone gets access to it, including the people that joined us late. So guys, Apollo, just go straight to the dashboard. So Apollo, as I mentioned, it's a system that helps you to send one-on-one emails to your specific customer persona who's a real person, right? These are real customers that I'm engaging with, that I have sent an email to. Of course, it's integrated with my HubSpot emailing system. So there's a lot more data that's currently unpacking here, right? But if you are new to Apollo, and when you create your account, which is free for the first 2 sequences, free forever, that is, you will land on the dashboard, and your dashboard will be different to mine. But you are looking for customers, right? If you are in the B2B space, I'll go to the examples that I made earlier on. I am selling my digital academy solutions to enterprise. Yes, I'm selling B2C on Facebook, where I'm engaging with anyone that wants to upskill themselves. But to run a more profitable business or to run a more profitable revenue channel, I also want to sell to enterprise. I want Blue Wave software and Van Schaik books to buy my services, so that instead of training one by one, they can say, Tato, we'll give you our marketing team. There's 5 or 10 of them. Then I can charge them in bulk, right? I'm just making examples now. Instead of me selling my mouthwash to one by one people, Paul, right? I can engage with Unilever. Just making an example now, Paul. I can engage with Unilever and say, hey, Unilever, I sell my mouthwash. It's economically friendly. It's cooler than yours. I think it's lovely. I think it's the next innovative product. Can I sell it to you for like in bulk? Unilever becoming Paul's customer is a game changer for him, right? Because now he's selling pallets of product instead of selling one by one. This is where, you can try to bridge B2B with B2C, which is B2B2C. I'm just now commenting to the comment that came through on the chats. So bringing it back to our academy, I want to engage with CEOs, right, and marketing directors, possibly maybe more HR managers or HR directors, because it's their job to upskill their team in their business. I will want to engage with the CEO and the HR director. I'm just making an example now, right? And I am promoting my training services. These CEOs, MDs, and HR directors in South Africa currently, if we add all three of them, because this is an active campaign we're constantly running, what the system is telling me is, I'll just round off, there's over 1,000 of them, right? Because we already have 350 of them saved on our Apollo. But if this had to be the very, very first time that I was doing it, the total would be these three numbers added together, and those are the people that are available to me to engage with, right? They are in South Africa, but our platform is an on-demand platform. I want to also sell it in the United Kingdom as an example, right? So that I can scale my platform as fast as possible. So now what was 300 odd is now 3,000 possible customers. And maybe I just want to be a bit more focused. I want to sell my training services to businesses that are in specific industries, right? If I'm correct, it was Malisela earlier on who said these are the categories that he would want to sell in. But if that's how I wanted to position my training solutions, I can choose which industries I want to engage with, right? Instead of keeping it as broad as it currently is. Even Apollo as a system needs you to have a strategy as to how you want to engage with your possible customers, right? But if industry is not a factor for my type of business, however revenue is, then I will not choose industry in terms of the people that I want to sell to. But these courses aren't cheap. I want to engage with businesses that I believe could possibly afford my services, if that's a filter that I want to use, right? So now, instead of 3,000 people right now that are currently available to me, I want to engage with so-called small businesses that generate less than $1 million, right? Which that's to say they generate 500,000 USD. That is 10 million, give take. I'm rounding off now. So these businesses generate between 0 to 10 million rand. There is 2,300 of them, right? I'm happy with this. Once I'm happy to engage with these people, there's the next step that I will take is I will select all of them, right? I will select all of them and I'll just click on apply so that all of the names are selected. And I will click on list and I will add them to my list. I will create a list. I will click on add to list. Of course, this is the first time I'm doing this. I will create my list, right? I will label the list to say CEOs, HR managers in UK and SA, right? I will create this list. Once I've created this list, all these people that I've identified as people that I want to work with will basically sit in my persona cloud, right? And I will get access to their professional emails. Why do I keep saying it's their professional emails? Now I'm coming into the world of the Poppy Act and people's data. Apollo system, right? Obviously, this is their own system. We don't know how they get this data, but I know that they farm the data from LinkedIn. They farm the data from websites. Anyone's professional email address, that's to say tato@rekisa.co.za, Manyano at whatever, at amazon.com, Bill Gates at Melinda and Bill Gates Foundation.com. That's data that's in the public spectrum, right? It's available in the public. However, and I can engage with them. However, I cannot, by law, I cannot engage and send an email, an unsolicited email, because that's what Apollo does. It helps us to send an unsolicited email to someone's Gmail address without their permission. Then I'm breaking the law because I'm sending you an unsolicited email to your personal email address, which is your Gmail that you use for personal reasons, right? I cannot send an email with that email address, and I will probably be blocked because I'm breaking the rules, and I can be reported. All right. So it's important that I make that distinction because I've been asked several times, oh no, this is against POPI Act. It's not technically, with respect. If someone says, please remove me from your database, we do that immediately. But we're not breaking any rules because this is not our database. This is Apollo's database. We are using the Apollo system to extract your professional email so that we can provide our solutions directly to you, right? So it's important that I just have that asterisk. Once I've accessed the people's professional emails and I have a nice rich list of CEOs and HR managers that I can engage with, I go to the next section, which is sequence. And sequence is another word for campaign, right? Sequence is a term that we use in email marketing lingo, where we can create a campaign, an email campaign that allows us to send a set of emails in sequential order. So what that means is on Monday, I'll send you an email. And then on Wednesday, you'll get another email. And then on Friday, you'll get another email. Next week, Monday, you'll get another email, so on and so forth, until you've taken the action that I require you to take. Okay. I will go into a sequence that is not live. Because let me go to one that is live because it would have several emails. So this is an example of a live campaign that we ran when we wanted to set up a relationship with businesses that help SMEs when it comes to skills development, ESD accelerators, and business incubations. Right. There are a total of, when we started, it was just over 200 of them, people that work in these businesses or these industries. And basically, the whole objective of us engaging with them was to set a relationship. We'd like to set up a relationship with you. I'm not selling you anything. I'd like to set up a relationship with you. This is what we do. And basically, this is how we could be of value to you and your cohorts, right? So anyone who got an invite from the Innovation Hub, this is how we were able to get information about Innovation Hub and the people that play in the Innovation Hub. I asked for a meeting. They gave me a meeting. I presented our case. They loved the solution. We invited them to invite their cohorts to our training so that you can really just get a feel for how we work, get a feel of us as a brand and how we work. All right. So that's what these sequences help us to achieve. Here in the middle is the email that I would have designed, right? And it's personal. So where you see these funny brackets and the word company or first name, it means that when the person reads the email, they will read it as strategic request with the Innovation Hub, or hi, the first name will be hi Tato, hi Itumeleng, hi Manyano, and then I introduce myself. I tell them the reason why I'm engaging with them. I tell them what I'd like to do with them, right? And then at the end of my email is I'm asking for whatever it is that I'm asking for. Can I please have a meeting? They don't respond to the first email, right? After 5 days or so, I send them a second email, right? And my headline is different: enhancing SME digital adoption through an integrated solution. Hi, Itumeleng. I hope you're well. I wanted to check if you received my previous email. Again, this is what we do, right? And now let me give you a view of some of the things that we actually do. We have Rekisa Academy. When you click here, it'll take you to our academy so you can see all the courses that we offer. And then we have our e-commerce system. When you click here, it'll take you to our e-commerce platform so you can see it firsthand how it works. I tell them by integrating our solutions, this is what you will benefit. And then I request for a meeting. Can I please have a meeting with you? Alternatively, just click on either one of these links and you'll get a view of what we actually do, right? They ignore that and they don't respond to it. They will get email number 3. Email number 3 with this campaign will probably be my last email. With email number 3, I'm now telling them about our other solutions, right? Our library of how-to guides, because we've designed an entire library of everything that you need to know when it comes to digital marketing. And these are the how-to guides that I mentioned earlier. I'll give you a snippet of how it looks like. And basically, I'm telling them how they can use us. I'm saying to them, they can white label us. They can tell their customers that, hey, we've recently launched an academy, and we'll provide them our tools as if they own it, as an example, right? Telling them that like it's flexible. I'm telling them that they can generate new revenue opportunities, and then I'm giving them a view to those solutions. And I'm really asking one last time, can we please arrange for a call, right? So now I don't remember who it was who asked me when is enough, where you don't want to show as if like you're desperate. It really depends. And when it comes to sales, man, I think, yes, there's a fine line, but I think you need to follow up as much as you can. You have to persevere. You have to be consistent. If you are providing value to your user, then I would encourage you to stop until that customer says to you, okay, stop, right? But that's just my strategy. Someone else might say, no. Send up to 4 emails, up to 5 emails. I told you of the example earlier on of the customer that just wants to send 1 email and that's it, So it really depends as to what your strategy is. So now we have these 3 emails. Now bear with me for a second and go back to everything that we've spoken about, right? There's 174 of these people that we engaged with. 63% of them opened up our emails, which is a very good open rate. Even the click rate is not that bad, which is 32%. Manyano is a guru of this. Manyano's open rates with his emails that he normally sets up for our customers, they average 80% with a click through of 50%, and he plays quite nicely here. But ultimately, now go back to the persona, go back also to the funnel, right? And why it's important, why we encourage you to consider an integrated approach when you are trying to set up your marketing activities. The first touch point, let's say it's a Monday. You've launched your campaign, right? We've launched our school. Hello, so and so. This is who we are. This is what we do, right? The very same people that we are sending this email to, because we wanted to make sure that we have focus and we increase our chances of frequency and remarketing. We sent them this email. Imagine for a second they received this email on Monday. In parallel to us publishing these emails, which are 5 days apart, right, to the 200 odd people that work in ESD, we launched a campaign on LinkedIn, right? We launched a campaign on LinkedIn that was targeting the very same people, all right? We're not going to get enough time to go through the entire intricacy of LinkedIn, but where LinkedIn differs significantly compared to Google and Meta is that LinkedIn gives us access to the if we are into the B2B space, LinkedIn gives us the very same access similar to Apollo of people that have listed their professions, right? So the very same people that are ESD managers that I've targeted on Apollo, CEOs, marketing and HR managers, I can load that list in here. And that's called the not lookalike list. Man, I forgot the name now. Manyano, what's that name? The contact list, but there's a term for it. Sorry, guys, I lost my train of thought. But essentially, we load that list, the same list that we created on Apollo. We load that same list in here. So what happens in that
It's
event?
it's a match list.
Match list, my man. Thank you. Yes, we create what we call a match list, so that in this match list, the same CEOs that I have targeted and sent an email to on Apollo are the same CEOs that will see one of our adverts on LinkedIn. How will they see that advert on LinkedIn? LinkedIn with the difference in audience targeting. The same way you create your campaign on Facebook is the same way you create the campaign on LinkedIn. Okay, I just want to drive this specific message home. I'm gonna click on next. So now our CEOs saw our email. Let's say they saw the email at 10 a.m. in the morning, and then they are on LinkedIn, right, during lunch, and now they see this advert on LinkedIn that says, "Hey, join us on this date for ABC," right? And so they received the email directly from the CEO, and now they're seeing the advert from the actual business itself, from Rekisa, and they'll be like, okay, let me. And they don't act. They decide to not act, or they decide to act. Doesn't really matter. Imagine the same list was loaded on Meta on Facebook, because they follow educational institutions, and they like Udemy. And as they are scrolling on social media, they see the same advert, right? Encouraging them to take on or join us for training that will be happening on this date. Now they stimulated, right? Or the HR manager was given a mandate to look for training solutions for their staff, and they go onto Google and they're looking for training solutions. They type out training solutions, and our advert will be one of the results that shows up right here at the top, right? And now they probably will freak out to be like, hey, these guys are following me. I find it so interesting when brands do the tracking so well, right? Because I personally, this is a personal opinion as well. I believe that the tracking is okay if it helps me to find the right solutions. Had it not been for my suppliers who tracked me because of whatever I was looking for online, I don't think I would have had a business at the scale that we're currently running, But that's a personal opinion. Other people are like, no, I don't want to be tracked. Okay. So, but now, just bear with me for a second. As a business owner that is looking to sell, that is looking to distribute, that is looking for constant opportunities, by using Apollo, not only now did I send the email to the CEO asking for a partnership or asking them to hire us for their training of their staff, I am also showcasing my platform, my capabilities, whether through video adverts or case studies that I share on social media through ads. They are now seeing a lot of my brand. And where Apollo was initially a touch point, where's the touch point? Where Apollo was initially the entry point, right, in the sales funnel that I mentioned earlier on. This in here, the entries channel would have been Apollo as an example, right? And then the paid ads. Now they're seeing the paid ads, and they're seeing the paid ads on platforms such as Google, Meta, and LinkedIn. But a lot of things are happening there because of the initial email and the frequency of those emails, and also the frequency of our adverts. Immediately, the person that was initially a stranger, we are taking them through this funnel as fast as possible to at least get them to a point of building trust with them and getting them to purchase, right? The purchase being the conversion. The conversion can be they've given me an email. Or a meeting rather, or they introduced me to the actual person that's responsible for this thing. That's the conversion. Purchase isn't the only conversion that we're looking for, right? They've taken the action that I wanted them to take, and then they introduced me to the right person that will ultimately end up buying, right? And that's how I got them through my funnel. So the reason why I'm coming back to this filter is that I'm trying to articulate how you can do this and create an integrated approach. Firstly, by going straight into Apollo, creating a persona so you understand who you're actually selling to, right? Saying I sell to Vodacom. It's like, okay, that's great, but who in Vodacom? Because Vodacom is a juggernaut, right? Who exactly is in Vodacom? Who is that person? What's their role? What's their name? What are they responsible for? What are they motivated about, right? I can engage with them directly using a system at scale as well, where I send them an email. Depending on the resources that I have, I can either run an advert on LinkedIn where I target the very same person on LinkedIn and what is called the lookalike audience, where I can target the very same person and people that look like them, right? This is where the analogy of birds of a feather flock together. This is the only time I would agree with that analogy. Otherwise, I am opposed to that analogy completely, but for my own reasons. But anyway, I digress. So with digital marketing, Google and the social media platforms, they, because of the amount of data they have, they also have their own personas of users that are utilizing their system. And basically they will say, okay, if Tato is a CEO and Tato is engaging with this type of audience content, chances are the friends that Tato has as the people that he follows and the people that follow him are probably similar. So we will categorize them as one and we will call them a lookalike. So the advert that any of our advertisers are running, they'll be shown to Tato because his data has been loaded on here, but they'll also be shown to his friends and people that behave like him on our platform. So now when we started our campaign where we were sending an email to 200 people, the opportunity has vastly grown for us. We can also showcase the ads to the possible lookalike audiences that are on LinkedIn, the same thing on Meta, the same thing on Google, where it's people that are literally looking for the type of solutions that we actually offer. All right. And that is what I call the integrated approach. All right. Instead of you having to say, okay, we're going to run social media ads, you have to immediately go to the funnel, guys, to say, okay, what's the objective? What are we trying to sell? Firstly, what do we have? We have a mouthwash product. Okay, who do we want to sell it to? We want to sell it to CEOs in South Africa. All right. When do we want to do it? We want to do it in the summer season, October to February. All right. I'm just throwing examples now. And where do we want to showcase our product? We want to showcase it on LinkedIn because we need to sell in bulk. And we also want to showcase it on Facebook. All right, where are they going to go? Okay, they're going straight to our website. That's the funnel. What about LinkedIn? Where are they going? They're going to engage with our sales director. So we want them to give us their details and we'll call them. All right, that's the funnel. On Apollo, what do we want them to do? We want them to give us a meeting so that we can sell our problem. All of these are funnels in their own respect, right? Which fill into a broader funnel, which is essentially your marketing and sales strategy. All right. But ultimately, that's what I wanted to present with regards to Apollo and how Apollo works. So when you get into Apollo, the first place you should go to is this question mark here, and there's existing videos, short videos, straight to the point that could reiterate some of the information that I have mentioned to you. All right. But essentially, that's how Apollo works, guys. It's a system that allows you to find who you want to work with. Once you found them, you create what is called a list so that you have different types of customers or customer personas that would be relevant or find your information relevant depending on their purchasing journeys. Once you've created your list, you will create your sequence, right? So what is a sequence? Your sequence is your campaign. If we use the language that we were using earlier on, your sequence is your advertising campaign. This sequence is only targeting CEOs in the ESD space. This sequence is only targeting businesses that are generating less than $1 million a year, and it's advertising our marketing and sales services. This one advertises our training service. This one advertises our marketing and sales division or agency. This one advertises. What was this one advertising? This one was meant to send an email to all of you at the same time, to remind you about, like, this training, but we found another system that we felt would work better, right? This platform in itself, my dashboard is a paid dashboard, right? So we pay $49 a month to have the opportunity of creating several sequences. We can have unlimited number of sequences. When you create your account, you will have just on your free account, which is free forever, you'll get access to two sequences, right? So if the one sequence is to HR managers and the other sequence is to operations managers, and you want to run them parallel, then you can do that. If budget is still limiting from your side, then and you want to engage with new users, you'd probably have to switch off one and say, now this sequence will be to sales managers. I'm just making it up now. Or just expand your audience within those sequences. All right. And again, with Apollo, you can access your customers' mobile number. I highly caution you on this one. If you want to call them and they haven't heard about you yet, I would encourage you to rather call the office line and not necessarily their mobile number, because then, hey, you're skating on very, very thin ice, all right? But sending them an email to their professional email address, you're not breaking any rules. And you can repeat this process. You can see who has received the email, who has seen it. The greens mean they've seen it. Green with number 2 means they've seen it twice. Green with number 10 means they've seen it 10 times. Well, this one is specifically the number of people that we sent the email to, right? But this is the beautiful thing about advertising using digital tools, because you can track almost everything. A module that we didn't have time to add on this workshop is Google Analytics. By understanding Google Analytics and you have a website, you can basically track your user and understand who your user is. You can ultimately understand that your user is Nelisiwe Nzimande, who is in Soweto, who uses an Android phone. She goes to our website almost all the time, and she spends time on our marketing page or our blog. By understanding Google Analytics, you can almost set up and understand the data that is presented to you. Why is that data important? It's important so that you don't waste resources talking to people that don't want to work with you, right? TV and radio and billboard advertising and flyers on the street, those work. I'm not against them. But the challenge with those is they are one-way communication. There's no ways of us understanding who saw it, and of the person that saw it. What are their motivations? What are their needs, right? There's no way for us knowing that. But we benefit from the scale, right? TV and radio and billboard, their proposition is that they show your advert to millions of people, but only businesses that have that budget are able to afford for like those type of solutions. Digital marketing for businesses that happen to be in a small space, or that happen to be called small businesses that have limited budgets, can be powerful, because regardless of what platform you use, whether it's Google Ads or it's Apollo, you can track who you want to work with. You can design who you want to work with by designing your sales funnel. And it also enables you to experiment, right? Can you imagine experimenting with a TV advert and it doesn't perform? You've spent hundreds of thousands of rands, right? Whereas with advertising, if you use Apollo as an example, my sacrifice was 1,000 rand. But I have access to thousands of email addresses, and I can go with this. It's easy enough. It's easy enough for me to sacrifice and experiment. With Google Adverts, I only had 1,000 rand, and I advertised to people on Facebook, and I got a couple of leads. That's also fine, right? I believe that digital marketing, and the reason why we carry on doing what we're doing, is that it generally gives us small businesses an extra tool to really just help reach customers that otherwise need and are looking for our services. But these are solutions that we never ever had before the advent of digital marketing. And I also stress, guys, that the mindset is very important. I'm not saying be everything to everyone, but what I am encouraging against is a hands-off approach to say, nah, my IT guy takes care of that, or our sales guy takes care of that. I believe that every CEO in the 21st century needs to understand digital marketing in one way or the other, right? You don't have to know it like an expert from Reikisa. You can just know it on a high level, and I believe that the more we educate ourselves on it, the better we help to improve our sales, because we're selling online at the end of the day, and we're trying to create communities online. And by adopting inbound marketing and aligning it with outbound marketing and using tools such as Meta, LinkedIn, Google, Apollo, you're basically just positioning your business to generate leads and sales across various platforms. All right. So that's really like me propositioning or showing you how you can use Apollo within your overall marketing strategy. All right. Are there any questions on everything that I have spoken about right now pertaining to Apollo? Manyano, are there any questions in the chat?
There are no questions in the chat.
Okay. All right. No, then that's fine. And then, by the way, we also have a how-to guide. Yes, on Apollo, you will get access to the video in terms of understanding how it works. But we will also share the guide with you on how to set up an Apollo sequence. All right. Now let me go into the tools that you will get from us after this workshop. One of our solutions that we use for our own services in our marketing business is a platform called ClickMinded. ClickMinded is a technological tool that was designed for digital marketing agencies. If you are on this call and you run a digital marketing agency and you didn't know about ClickMinded, you can check them out. They've helped us, and I believe they can help you, right? But ultimately, how the tools work. So you're not gonna get access to ClickMinded, guys. We'll give you access to the actual how-to guides. These how-to guides are called SOPs, Standard Operational Procedures. And think of these how-to guides as like an ingredient book, So yeah, think of them as an ingredient book. They have a step-by-step guide on how to execute some of the strategies that we've actually mentioned here. We will put the library together. We will make it nice and robust so that you have a rich a data pool of tools that you can use. And essentially, when you access the guide, you will identify the guide that you want to use. So assume you want to set up keyword research for Google Ads, right? You will click on that guide. You will get it as a PDF document, right? And how you do it is where there's a link, you basically need to follow that step. So you'll say, head to Google Ads. You click on Google Ads, it'll take you to that page, and then it shows you, okay, click on discover new keywords. You click on that. You just need to follow the steps that are given to you on this how-to guide. I promise you, the how-to guide is quite useful if you've never done this before. It's easy enough for anyone who's technical or non-technical. The language that we use and the explanations are as simple as possible, and we also added images so that you can have a visual representation of how it needs to actually look like and what it means for each step that you're taking. All right. So we will share SOPs for how to navigate your Meta environment, how to navigate your Apollo environment, and how to navigate your Google Ads environment. That's what we will share to you as part of this workshop. You will need to make your own copy because we will give it to you through Google Cloud. You just need to make your own copy so that it's saved on your own dashboard. All right, that's one of the things that we will present to you. or that we will share with you. The other thing that we will share with you is another handy tool that's in here called the strategy generator, right? And what the strategy generator does, this is how we normally generate our strategies for our own business, using AI, because we live in a world of AI. Using AI, we can create powerful digital marketing strategies that give us an idea of, it gives us all the different tactics that we can employ across the sales funnel. So what it means is by generally just labeling my product here, I'll call it Academy, and the type of business that it is, right? And clicking on next steps, I need to answer some of the questions. Give us a better idea of your product, right? What is it that I sell? Once I've filled out that information and what are the key features of my products, I need to mention that as well. I click on next steps and takes a couple of minutes to generate the strategy. And the result of that is a full strategy that an entire agency, a digital agency, would probably charge you minimum of 5,000 Rand, right? And this system has basically created the strategy for you. It will give you a view of a persona that you can engage with. It will give you a view of the demographics that this persona currently uses, and it will give you a view of what this persona is currently struggling with, right? You'll get a visual view of like their goals, but their true desires. But most importantly, what I really want to show you is the strategies that you can employ across all the stages of the funnel. So for top of the funnel, these are just some of the strategies that you can employ. You can set up blog posts that talk about digital marketing skills. You can set up a video tutorial that talks about an overview of digital marketing tools for small businesses. These are just examples. If you're looking for examples on SEO, you have like several of those examples, right? If you're looking for paid ads, you have several of those examples that you can follow. The whole goal here is not necessarily for you to do everything here, because again, we all have limited resources. The goal is for you to have a clear idea of how you want to navigate, a clear idea of how you want to start your strategy, set up your sales funnel, because your strategy is your sales funnel, and basically how to execute it. All right. And within our digital marketing agency, this is what we do for you. You know, we use AI. We use this very same system to execute the strategy. We present the strategy to you. You choose the ones that you believe would make sense, or we test them out, and then we publish them on your respective ecosystems. All right. So this generator really just gives you all the different strategies that took me 5 hours to generate. It gives them to you in 5 minutes. You know, it's a handy tool. I'll also share the link to that. All right. But ultimately, we have 7 minutes left. I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I think we can open up for Q&As. Ultimately, the whole workshop was around us guiding you on how to be more strategic when it comes to your paid ads. We started off on, We started off on the sales funnel, and understanding your sales funnel, understanding the different touch points in your sales funnel, and understanding what initiatives you can employ across the sales funnels, right? That's where we started. After executing the sales funnel, we went into meta ads, and we spent a considerable amount of time using Paul's business to understand how to set up our own meta ads, and also understanding the data from those ads so that we can get a view of how profitable our adverts are in terms of the leads that we generate, and how we convert those leads from stranger all the way to customer. We then moved to Google Ads, and I showed you a very high level view of how to set up your Google Ads, right? But again, I want to stress that with the guides that we will share with you, you will have a step-by-step setup, that will touch on things that I otherwise never had time to talk about in this workshop. We had a very rich conversation about marketing in essence, and how to get customers and how to sell your products or your services or your app. And then we spoke about a platform that really just excites me in the form of Apollo, and how you, instead of trying to design this persona of someone that doesn't exist, how you can use Apollo to create a persona of real people that you can really, like, sell to. How to take that database and replicate it onto LinkedIn, replicate it onto Google and Meta ads, and ultimately create an integrated campaign that engages with your customers on email, on a professional network such as LinkedIn, on a social media network such as Meta, and on search, which engages with people that have a high intent to find solutions. All right, that's how you create your integrated campaign. Then I showed you a high level view of our SOP library, which I will share with you. So you have the different guides. And ultimately, I think that's pretty much it. There's so many other tools that I wanted to show you that you can employ when it comes to your funnel. But my parting shot would be, if ever you are in doubt about how to position your brand to your customers, I would say pick the position of education, right? Of educating your users, whether you are selling physical products or you are selling digital products. People are always on the lookout for understanding ways of using things, and that's why TikTok is such an effective platform, because it has given TikTok and YouTube, or video content for that matter. It has given people the opportunity to position themselves as experts in their own respective way. Whether I'm telling you about the latest whiskeys and how to taste them, or I'm training you on digital marketing. For the longest of times, we struggled to pick a position and understand, how do we get people to come to Rekisa e-commerce? And we were like, position ourselves as experts, educate them on e-commerce and digital marketing. We're now going into cloud solutions. We're going to educate them in that space. And that education happens in the form of webinars, workshops, blogs, vlogs. And that strategy, I believe, really just gives you more room to work with. Instead of you always just saying to your customers, hey, buy from us. We'll give you 50% off. Instead, say to them, buy from us, because we are experts in our space. We'll train you as a value add. We'll show you how to work around. We'll show you how to wear this product. We'll show you how to use this product. We'll show you how to bake this product, because then in that way, you're creating a relationship. And again, you position yourself as this expert in front of your customers. All right. And that, ladies and gentlemen, leads me to the end of my presentations. And I know that we are scheduled to end at 3, but we will leave the platform open for any questions, comments, clarity on all the different pieces that I spoke about. And then, we'll run with it from there. But I thank you for your time. I appreciate all of you for staying and listening to the same voice for over 5 hours. I'm sure you want to go get lunch and carry on with your day. But from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for your audience. And I hope to see you guys soon in our other courses that we run, if not as an e-commerce client. All right. Or even a marketing client. Okay. Cool. So I will leave the recording running in the event that we have questions. So if you have any questions, please feel free to unmute yourself and ask.
Can I ask a question quickly on you? Maybe, and this is not what I wanted to ask earlier on, but it could be. So you mentioned that you do a three strategy, or you do 3 strategies on a marketing campaign. Yeah. Over how long a period of time do you do that, and how do you test it out? Like what are some of the things that you do to test out those 3?
I'm with you, Malisela. Your question is based on my comment of inbound and outbound, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So how we work it as a framework, you'll tell us that, okay, Tato, this is the product or service that I offer, right? This is the challenge that I'm experiencing. We take all that information and we structure out your sales funnel, your current sales funnel and your desired sales funnel. Once we've done that sales funnel incorporates us using Apollo, right, as one of the touch points. It also incorporates us using one of the paid ads platforms if you have the resources to run a campaign on that level, of course, right? And the strategy is the strategy. You can choose to run the strategy for 12 months. You can choose to run the strategy for a month. What's important that I mention is that when you are going to advertise, remember that these are touch points, right? We grew up around these touch points. How many times do you see a Carling Black Label advert on TV? You see it quite a lot of times, and they pay for that airtime, right? So your strategy will be given to you to say, okay, Manisela, this is the strategy. We encourage you to at least commit to the strategy for a minimum of 3 months. So what that means is run your Apollo emails for up to 3 months. But that all depends on the number of emails that you are sending and how many times you're following up. If you're advertising on either one of these platforms, run the ads for at least 3 months. Why 3 months? It's because the first month, no one knows about you, right? No one has the relationship with you. They are very much at the top of the funnel. You need to build the engagement. You need to build the trust. Month number 2, you are learning the data. The systems on LinkedIn, Meta, and Google have gotten 30 days to learn about your messaging, to learn about your users specifically, right? And we take that data from month number 1, we apply it into month number 2. Month number 3 is when now the momentum is starting to kick in, because the system isn't starting from scratch. It's now saying, okay, with the experiments that we're doing, with the different images that we're sharing, with the different messaging that we're creating, what are your audience responding to, right? That first 3 months is honestly the learning phase. The 3 months that follow is when we're now starting to expand on our momentum. But again, different businesses have different resources, right? There's a business that can afford to run a campaign through an agency for 3 months. And you pay that agency every month, yeah? Because yes, the strategy was one strategy, but there's optimization and management that needs to happen on a monthly basis. So you're paying for a marketing resource in there. If you're doing it yourself, whoever it is that's running your marketing in your team, they still need to follow the same rigorous process, right? Because the 3 months that follow from the first quarter is now you're building momentum. To keep it evergreen, I would say then instead of having a 3 month, run your campaign for 6 months. But remember that you need to keep the content fresh. You need to keep the images fresh. So maybe change the images after every 2 months, right? But the strategy is the strategy, and the strategy comes with different tactics that you can employ within your funnel.
Okay, so when you say, okay, and maybe last question on that, you mentioned that, let's say you're doing a strategy obviously over 3 months, whether you're doing it internally or you're doing it from a marketing agency.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, from marketing people, if we come to Regisha, for instance, there's certain KPIs that we expect within the first 3 months.
Yeah.
What would be, and maybe high level, what would be a good viewpoint from a 3 month point of view in asking Regisha to help us?
I'm with you. That's a lovely question, right? Because you're asking, how does the marketing agency, how do we take accountability? Let me just put it that way, right?
Yes.
And this is a contentious topic amongst business owners versus agencies and what you're actually paying for. It's important earlier on. I don't know, Malisela, if you were in the session when I touched on the responsibility of the marketing department in your business or marketing agency, right? If you have an agency running, and the responsibility of sales, you are paying the agency for leads. So lead generation, the number of strangers that the campaign that the agency executed on, the number of strangers that come into your doors, right? I think that's a very important KPI. So if you say, Tato, I'm going to pay you whatever you want, bring me 10 customers, bring me 10 leads every month. There's a difference between leads and customer. Bring me 10 leads every month that they fit our profile, that we are a good fit for, and that are a good fit for us. All right, cool. In order for us to bring you 10 leads, we need to advertise. We need to run emails. So we send emails to 500 CEOs. That's one piece of it. We also need to run ads. Whether you run the ad, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, you need to tell us which one you want to run on, but we will also guide you on that. Then by running those campaigns, we bring you leads. It's important that your marketing business brings you leads, right? But where it's very difficult and it's very tricky as well is when businesses hold marketing agencies and they give you the KPI of sales. It's very hard for the marketing agency to say, I guarantee you sales. And I would even say it's probably reckless for a marketing agency to say, I guarantee you sales, right? Only pay me if you generate sales. I've heard and I've seen agencies that work on that business model where they say, don't pay us until we generate sales for you. And that's fine. That's not how our agency works. Our agency works on leads. We will bring you leads because the lead is the stranger that has engaged with your business. When you get those leads, it's important that you have a sales system that's running, right? That sales system is where your team takes over now. Your team needs to sell to them. Although your digital marketing agency would still play a very important role in making sure that there's a CRM that's set up and there are phases in the deal structure so that your sales team knows at what stage they need to keep to track, like with the customers that they're trying to convert. All right. So I would say that 3 months, that 1 month, that 3 weeks, the leads are a very important piece, right? But there's other unintended consequences that you're benefiting. What you're benefiting is brand awareness. So whether the people are resulted as a lead or people now know about your brand, that's also a KPI. It's unintended, but it's a KPI that should be there, that my brand needs to improve in page likes. My brand needs to improve in SEO. My brand needs to improve in website traffic. Those KPIs are agreed between you and your marketing head or your marketing agency. Because there are pieces that the marketing team will be responsible for, and there are pieces that your sales team need to be responsible for.
Okay. No, you've answered. Thank you very much.
All right, great stuff. Thank you, Maricela, for the questions, man. Tato, you have a question.
Hey, T-Man.
Yes, sir.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Good man. Good
Awesome.
man. T-Man, you know what I wanted to find out? What Maricela, it's almost like a follow-up to what Maricela is asking, but I want to personally be involved with, so I need you to handhold me because these tools are powerful, right? Especially Apollo and ClickMinded, right? Do you also provide a service where even if it's like, let's do this for 3 months, what, but you teach my team and myself on how to use these things so that in a longer run, we are able to do it ourselves and so on and so on.
Yeah. We actually do. And hence Rikisa Academy. Sorry, it sounds as if it's a tongue-in-cheek comment, but hence Rikisa Academy, right? Because we realized the reason why we set up Rikisa Academy was because we realized that not all businesses can afford our cost of marketing services. So we're happy to train you and your team, and we're happy to hold your hand to show you that this is how you do this is how you do that. And we give you access to what we call a customer success coordinator that is on call for any of the troubleshooting elements that you might have to deal with. So that's what our academy business does. I've shared the link to our academy so that you just get a view of some of the courses that we actually offer. But if I'm correct, everyone in here would have received an email directly from me. You can respond to that email. You can send me an email on anything that you need. And we're more than happy to have a consultation over and above this initial workshop where we can either do the services for you in Maricela's case, or we train you and your team in doing it yourself. We're big fans of education. We're big fans of empowering you to do it yourself. But we also understand that, hey man, I can't be everything to everyone. I have a business that demands a lot of my time. Now you're saying I must be a marketer. Rather, I pay you to do it for me, and we're more than happy to assist there as well. All right. And basically that's how the ecosystem works. I'll also share my mobile number here, that will take you directly to our office line, where we can engage and have a separate consultation, separate workshop, a separate session with you and your team, over and beyond this session. Okay. Any other questions, guys, before we conclude? All right. Awesome. Guys, thank you. It's 10 minutes past 3. I believe everyone still needs to go back to what you actually get paid for, and respond to emails and the likes. So please, let's end the session. We will share the recordings with everyone that signed up for the workshop. We'll share the recordings on email, and we'll also share the resources that we've mentioned as well. All right. But once again, I thank you for your time and your commitment to this workshop, and I hope to see you guys soon again in our other upcoming workshops. All right.
And Tata, I'm guessing we can just reach out to you on email if
Yes, sir.
we need. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And if you check chat, I've shared my email, I've shared my mobile number. You can reach out to me whichever way.
Okay. Great.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Great stuff, guys. Thank you. Then I'll stop the recording.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Cheers, everyone.
Thank you.